Alright, we here, we back. How you doing, brother Jay?
I'm doing good, man. How you feeling today, bro?
Blessed, bro. I'm feeling great.
TJIF, man, ready for this weekend, but let's get into these topics, bro.
Let's get into the topic. What's the first topic?
So, the topic for today that we're going to talk about is a coach only as good as his players.
Yes.
So, you get the floor first, my boy.
Okay, so is the coach only as good as his players? I'm going to say no.
Okay.
For a great example, would be Popovich.
Okay.
He gets the most out of his players. He gets the most out of players that are typically role players. And, like, for example, look at Kawhi.
Okay.
Kawhi, he molded Kawhi into the man Kawhi is today.
Okay.
Kawhi was looked at when he first came to the league as a defensive player.
Mm-hmm.
And now look at him now, all-around player, all-around game.
Okay.
I think Pop gets the most with the least amount of talent. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think he made the playoffs 20 straight years in a row.
That's a fact.
Something crazy like that. And I mean, you can't. And that's with different teams where David Robinson was the focal point.
Mm-hmm.
Then Tim Duncan was. So yeah, I just think certain coaches gets the most out of certain players.
Mm-hmm.
Even when the players may not even think they will get the most out of themselves.
Okay.
What do you think?
So that's a good point that you made about Greg Popovich, because they do usually, draft in the second round, get European players that could fit their system. Like, for example, Slow-Mo, Kyle Anderson.
Correct.
All right, who will forever have a contract in the league because Greg Popovich molded him as the player that who he is today. I
would agree.
And also, so I think a coach is only as good as his players. For example, Tyronn Lue. Yeah. All right, so he automatically won with LeBron and, different role players and stuff. But when he goes to different organizations and coach, he kind of struggled. Yeah. So I think it's a little bit of both. But I would say that a coach is only as good as players because you got to have talent. Mm-hmm. You got to be able to put the ball in the hoop. The players have to have some type of IQ. Mm-hmm. So you can have a great basketball coach, but the talent is not there. You might not be able to get over that hump.
Okay, but some coaches just take it to the next level.
Okay.
Look at like I said, like a Pop, Jerry Sloan. Mm-hmm. Jerry Sloan, he had Stockton Malone for all those years. Yeah. And he had a system. So when we say coach is only good as the players, are we saying just the coach or the coach and the system?
I think that it has to be the coach and the system. Yeah. I would say it's the coach and the system, but the players gotta execute. Yeah. So you can have the coach in the system and stuff like that, but you might not just have high performing players and they might not just get it.
Correct.
So, like, for example, Joe Paterno, he teaches at Iona. Coaches at Iona, right? So, Louisville, great coach, even coached for the Boston Celtics. Yes. You don't hear about Iona winning championships in their conference or different things, but if you might put him back in Louisville or Kentucky with higher talent and a better recruiting class, he might be able to take them to the Sweet 16 in Elite 8.
Okay, so I'm glad you brought up college because I was going to bring that up next.
Okay.
I think coach as a coach as good as their players applies more to college than NBA. What I mean is, in college, the players, you could get anyone from anywhere. Mm-hmm. So you get the best of the best. You could be the worst coach. Like Calipari, honestly, no knock on him, but he's not really a good coach. But he's a great recruiter.
Okay.
You disagree?
No. He's definitely a great recruiter, but I'm just shocked that you said it. I was going to thought you was going to go to another point because he struggled in the NBA.
He did.
Yeah,
Why he's still in the NBA because he's not a great coach. Yeah. You can't just grab anyone you want. You can't do that.
No,
I'm not saying he's a horrible coach. Yeah. But what I am saying is he is a great recruiter. Yeah. And if you get at certain levels, when you get certain talent, you can get the best of the best talent in college and win. Okay. I could coach some of those teams. Yeah. Who can't coach John Wall? Who can't coach
DeMarcus Cousins,
Boogie, AD. Yeah. That's a crazy. You want to be ranked every year. It's not about the coach. But in the NBA, you have salary caps. Yeah. Certain draft orders. You can't just go anywhere you want. It doesn't work that way. Mm-hmm. So I think that applies more to the NBA because of like what I just said. Okay. So what do you think? What do you think of that?
So I totally agree with you. But it goes back to what we said to next week. Does talent beat chemistry? I don't think talent beats chemistry at all. I think you gotta have chemistry. For example, 04 Detroit Pistons. They were not better than my Lakers on paper. Okay. But they game plan better. A great coach. Okay. Larry Brown with subpar, not really perennial all-stars with Chauncey Billups, and Rip Hamilton. Okay. So I think that, more than talent, what you come with Calipari, they gotta have chemistry.
Okay, cool. So I do agree to a certain extent. Yeah. Yes, but at the same time, I'm a big fan of law of averages.
Okay.
If the Lakers win 3 chips in a row, it's kind of hard to win the 4th chip in a row.
Exactly.
Also, another thing too was if I'm not mistaken, that team either that Detroit team that year or either the year after, 4 of the starters was in the All-Star game.
Exactly. And that was the first time ever. That was the first time ever.
So
yeah.
they clearly they're not a more talented team, but they all play defense and they all All-Stars.
Yeah.
So it's not like they play some washover bums from 24. They played another NBA team.
Exactly. Okay.
Ben Wallace, defensive player 3 years.
Hall of Famer.
Chauncey Billups, big shot.
I don't know if a Hall of Famer.
I don't know about that.
Tayshaun
could guard 1 through 4.
1 through 4, exactly.
Rip Hamilton,
probably
mid-range.
one of the greatest mid-range shooters of all time.
Exactly. So let's not act like that team was a washover.
Okay.
Yes, Kobe and Shaq. Yeah, Kobe and Shaq.
Gary Payton, Karl Malone.
All right. All right. Well, we gonna move on to the next topic because I don't want to school Dre too bad.
No, not at all. Not at all. This is good right here.
All right. So let's get on Russell Westbrook, man.
Okay.
So do you think Russell Westbrook will stay with the Lakers since they got Pat Bev? How do you think? If you think he's staying, how do you think him and Pat Bev will mesh chemistry-wise?
As a diehard Laker fan, bleeding purple and gold.
There you go, the bias.
I'm gonna be a little biased.
I skip.
I think that I think that was a bad trade, bro.
I think it was a bad trade.
I think it was a bad trade because Tucker, he won the championship. He actually pushed us to win that championship in the bubble. He got some key points and stuff like off the bench.
Yes.
And Pat Bev right now is the best 3-point shooter on our team at 37%.
Yeah, okay.
So now you got 2 shooters. I mean, not 2 shooters, 2-point guard who really can't shoot the ball consistently.
Yes.
And then you got 2 egos.
Yes.
Once again, going back to coaching, Darwin Ham, new coach.
Yes.
Now you got 2 hotheads on the same floor.
Yes.
So how do you think this is gonna work? I don't think it's gonna work out.
I don't think Russ is staying there. It's no way possible.
Wow.
It's impossible. So what's been going around the rumor mill?
Yeah.
My sources, I think what's been going around the rumor mill, which is kind of true.
Yeah.
They said they're either gonna try to trade him, which is obvious,
Mhm.
or they're gonna do the John Wall, which is basically let him sit out, not play.
Yeah.
They paid look what the Rockets did. They let John Wall basically sit out for a year and a half.
Yeah. Collect that bread.
Collect $40 million, $47 million.
Easy money, 40 mil. Sitting doing nothing.
Sitting do nothing because they want to develop young talent,
Mhm.
and I think the same thing with Russ. I don't think Russ is gonna want to stay there. No knock on him, but I don't think he doesn't get along with Pat Bev.
Yeah, exactly.
I think a meeting at the end of the day they're grown men. They could figure it out.
Mhm.
But I just think chemistry wise is not gonna work. Russ has been through a lot of bashing.
Yeah.
I also feel like
Pat Bev's a chatterbox. He was really talking, man. He was at the Red Table Talk a couple months ago with Stephen A. Smith, wilding.
And then you trade for Pat Bev. You don't trade for him to come off the bench. I'm assuming you want him to start, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So you want him and Russ to start at the same time?
Nah, there's no scoring.
And then how do you bring Russ off the bench if you're making $47 million, $40 whatever million a year? You can't bring a $40 million man off the bench.
Yeah, not at all.
And then I'm gonna sum it all up and give it back to you.
Yeah.
But the Lakers, they're the worst run organization.
Worse than the Knicks, I disagree, bro. We acting like the Knicks a little bit, but
they're not the worst, but they up there. Yo, how do you say you're not gonna trade Caruso and Tucker for whoever, but then you give Tucker away for, you know what I mean? Like you should have kept Alex Caruso.
Yeah, definitely.
Because if you're gonna be honest, Pat Bev is good, but he's a poor man Caruso.
Exactly.
Caruso's a bigger guy, plays better defense on
More
the low,
athletic.
and he could guard more
And
positions.
I think he'll probably shoot a little bit better.
Shoots better, and way, like you said, athletic.
Yeah.
So I don't get how you give Caruso. And last thing I'm gonna say, I know I said last thing, but I'm gonna say one more thing.
Yeah.
The Lakers, y'all in a win now situation.
Exactly.
And I think that's why y'all in panic mode trying to do too much.
I think that we're just a win now organization in general.
Yeah.
Just like the Yankees or the Dallas Cowboys.
Yeah, because the Lakers, the whole motto is basically
to win every year.
win every year, or the season was a failure.
So like I'm just very confused about what we're doing in the front office with Pelinka and everybody.
Yeah.
Also too, it shows again what we talked about last week, stacking the deck.
Yeah.
AD, LeBron and Russ. Like Russ is a up and down player. I think he's better in low market. So with low markets like Washington, OKC, and Houston, with the expectations not big on you, the lights is not on you. Just go ahead and get a bucket, Russ. But now you're playing behind the great Magic Johnson, Kobe Bryant, Kareem, and the Shaq, the James Worthy, and bro, like you gotta play. And so it shows how human these NBA players are and how mental the game is. And nothing's wrong with. I think the game has gotten faster for him, and he's gotten older. But also too, like The bright lights, man.
Yeah.
You got to get a bucket, shooting air balls. Come on, he's mentally clocked out.
All right, so my question for you is, do you think the Lakers have enough talent to do something in the playoffs? Or do you think they're making the playoffs?
No. I don't even, like, honestly, we signed so many guys over the free agency, I never even heard of these guys. You know what I mean? So it's looking like we're going to try to get into the AFC basically again, try to fight for the first round, get in the first round, but I'm not, I don't have any high hopes, especially after that trade. You know, I think Tucker, he's only 21 years old.
Yeah.
Give him one more year. You know what I mean? And let him rock. But I don't think we're not going to make no noise this year with our roster right now.
Yeah, I just feel like the Lakers, they're doing too much too quick, and I feel like they're hitting panic mode too fast. And I think sometimes, LeBron doesn't have that much time left, but at the same time, it's like, just because you're making all these trades and all these movements doesn't mean they're making good moves. They're like lateral movements.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? So that's what I think about that.
So next question. Now, RIP to one of the greatest...
don't try to butter him up now.
No. RIP to one of the greatest. I'm gonna start with this at first. RIP to the one of the greatest humanitarians, athletes, three-sport athlete. You know, University of San Francisco, Bill Russell.
Yes.
Just passed away a couple weeks ago.
Big Bill.
So this has been on my mind. And we could talk about this. You know, you guys could talk in the comments or whatever.
We had a heated argument about this through text message.
Yeah.
Back and forth.
Is Bill Russell overrated? I'll let you go first.
Wow, I do not think Bill Russell is overrated.
Overrated.
No way. All right.
Overrated.
I'm going to start here. One, you cannot fault someone playing in the era they played in. It's no fault to Bill Russell that he played back in the day when the NBA played with flat sneakers with no grip.
Converses, right? The Sandlot sneakers.
The Sandlot.
Fact.
Yeah, it's not his fault. One.
Okay.
Two, if he's playing against a man, Wilt Chamberlain, that's your argument.
Yeah.
Wilt Chamberlain, he used to get 30 on 30. Yeah, but Wilt Chamberlain used to get 50 on everyone else in his prime.
Okay.
And if you want to, I'm assuming Bill Russell, I haven't seen the game, but I'm assuming Bill Russell guarded him straight up.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, so if a man who averages 50 in a season only averaging 30 and not winning chips on you, and if he gets 30 and your team average get 80, and Bill Russell get the win, how's that overrated? He's a defender. He didn't lock him up, but he sold him down.
Yeah. I disagree. I don't even think I know about 5 other centers that are better than Bill Russell.
Can you name 5 other centers in his time that were better than him?
No, not at all. But this is the problem. The average height back then was 6'5", 6'6", and him and Wilt, he only averaged 15 points a game for his career.
But how many rebounds?
But like
22.
Yeah, like 22 rebounds, and it's cool. But you're supposed to do that. Everybody else is 6'5", and then he also played with perennial all-stars, Bob Cousy, John Havlicek, Casey Jones.
But how is
he had a roster, and Wilt Chamberlain never had a roster until he got traded in '71.
That's a lot.
Jerry West, Elgin Baylor in the '70s.
Okay.
He struggled with the Sixers. He had nobody rocking with him.
Okay, so how is Bill Russell overrated, but Bob Cousy and all them not overrated? John Havlicek not overrated?
They're not overrated. They're solid, all-stars, but he had a great supporting cast. I wouldn't say that he was the best star player on that team, though.
But back then it wasn't no flash. It was just get the win, grab rebounds, get blocks. And another thing, too, is blocks wasn't his stat back then. So if they had his block stats, he averaged like 8-9 blocks a game. So imagine they had his block stats, his blocks were actually counted during the games.
Bro,
it'd be crazy, bro.
Give me somebody who averaged 30 plus a game.
Yeah.
15 plus rebounds over somebody who had 15 to 20 rebounds a game, bro. I'm telling you.
Nah.
Off the rip. I'm gonna take Wilt any day.
But let's go on the stats. He got 11 rings out of 13 years.
He's a winner.
No, that's you can't argue that. He's a winner. You can't argue that.
He's a winner.
And on top of that, if he's so overrated, during those he was basically playing during segregation. Okay. During not the most hated time, because slavery was the most hated time, but up there with really when he didn't like black people. He was a player coach in Boston. You know how you're not doing that just because you're okay. You got to be the man.
Yeah.
So what I'm saying is, how is he overrated? What makes him overrated?
I think that they put his humanitarian efforts with his athletic efforts, and I think they're both separate. So I think that because he was involved with the civil rights movement and he was a winner, but his stats doesn't give me the greatest of all time. All right, so I think there's a difference between greatest winner of all time and greatest player of all time.
Okay, so say he averaged 15 points and 18 rebounds for a career. I don't know the stats, but it's around there.
Yeah, around that.
That makes him overrated.
Yeah, he's not a great center.
So let's say he averaged
for his time. He was.
So let's say he averaged 30 points and 8 rebounds. Is that better? Is 30 points and 8 rebounds better than 15 points and 18 rebounds?
It depends on who you have supporting you, though. If you have other winners, who other scores, you don't have to have that load. Then it's better.
But all winners got supporting cast. Name one person who won a chip in the NBA without a supporting cast. Not made it to the finals, but actually won a chip without a supporting cast. They just did it all by themselves.
No, there's no iron team.
Okay, so how's that Russell's fault?
It's not his fault, but it's not impressive stats, though, compared to Wilt Chamberlain, who averaged 50. And a bucket is a bucket. Whether you get 30 or 50, that's pretty impressive. 15 points a game, 18 rebounds at your height. Okay, you're about 6'9", 6'10".
But Chamberlain only got, 2 rings? I don't even know if he got 2. I think he got 1.
Bro, he put up 100 points in a game,
But what does that mean if you're not a winner? So in your basketball career, who would you rather be? Bill Russell, and you had all the accolades, or you rather be Wilt Chamberlain?
Give me Wilt Chamberlain, 100 points a game, one of the all-time leading scorers. You feel me? A triathlon athlete, all of that. Give me Wilt any day over Bill.
I'm definitely taking Bill. But we're gonna wrap it up right here. We're gonna finish this argument another time. Tell me in the comments who's bugging. Tell me if I'm right. Tell me if I'm right. And make sure you tell Dre that he's wrong.
Wilt Chamberlain all day over Bill.
I just want to thank y'all for checking us out. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Definitely subscribe to the channel. We really appreciate it. Check us out on Instagram, instagram.com/can'tfakethetape. And on youtube.com, you can just type in Can't Fake the Tape. We appreciate it. Blessings.
Be easy.
Peace.